Good afternoon. My name is Richard Brock, and today is Sunday, May 31st, 2020. And like counting the days of the Omer until Shavuot, today is day 79 of the quarantine of 2020 as we attempt to reduce the spread of COVID-19, the coronavirus. On behalf of the Road of Shalom Brotherhood today, we continue with another conversation with a congregant, and today's guest is Michelle Bisno. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for chatting with me today.
Hi, Richard. I love your background. It's so beautiful.
It's been a very lovely spring. Everything is green. Probably by July, everything starts dying, but for now, it looks wonderful. Thank you.
It does look wonderful.
Yours as well. You have the rhododendron. I see that. Please tell us with whom you're quarantined. Who makes up your household?
So I have been quarantined with Aaron, my husband, and then our two kids, Adam, who's 15, and Michael, who's 11, and our dog, Rookie, who is just about 5.
So now you have the two boys, 11 and 15. How's that going?
So actually, it's been really good. They have really been doing a good job in terms of being acclimating to this new life and just, really resilient, just able to go with the flow. And Aaron and I have been very cognizant at really trying to keep things calm, and so they're very independent and they're doing their own thing. So it's been okay.
Okay, but the routine has changed. They're not going off to school in the morning and schlepping home at night and with no clue what happened in between. You're now the in-between. So
Exactly.
How are they handling school? What are they doing?
So before the quarantine, they both went to physical schools, and you're right, I didn't really know what happened in between. But now both of them are online, and Michael is synchronous, which means he meets with his teachers every day and does classes and has certain times, whereas Adam is more asynchronous, where he is given assignments and then he does his assignments. And I've always been very involved in their school, so I tend to make sure that Michael's up and he's participating and doing what he needs to be doing. And Adam, thank goodness, is self-sufficient, and he seems to be getting his work done. So it's been working out, and that's what you're busy doing.
It's different. One is structured, and one, so the one who isn't held to a specific time schedule, managing his time well?
Yeah. And you know what? It's interesting because it's really important. Michael has breaks, but it's really important, and I've shared that with them, that they have to get out. They have to, go and play basketball on the cul-de-sac. They both have to walk the dog because, my being so physically active, I recognize the importance of making sure that they're not just studying all the time, but to really get out and to get your body moving. And honestly, I think that that's really helped. So between their school, or, at least during Michael's classes or while Adam's doing his work, they get out and they play basketball, or they run around, or they take Rookie for a walk. But I think that that's really been helping them.
I can tell you that. I've been sitting in front of a computer at home for months now. It's like, I started going back to work 2 weeks ago, and that was a long walk from the parking lot to the building.
Our bodies forget, right?
Yes, muscle memory.
Right.
So are you and Aaron involved at all in their education? Do you have to be homeschooling or helping in some way?
I've always been really involved in their school. And what they're doing. But I have to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised that the boys were able to, do this. And, we definitely have some structure in our house, and they know their responsibilities, but I'm not really homeschooling. Certainly when the boys, like Adam is learning Algebra 2, and he would have questions, he would call his teacher, but sometimes he would sit down with Aaron at the kitchen table and to do the work. and there's times that Aaron sat actually on a Zoom call with Michael's teacher in math. And so in terms of that, we're supporting them. Aaron's always really good at writing, so he has helped, the kids with Adam in particular, writing a certain essay on a book. And sorry? Oh, so
no, I was gonna say that it seems like everything is working well then.
Yeah, we're just kind of, when they need help, they ask us, and when they don't need help, they just, do their thing. But yeah, I think so much of that is they've learned this, and they were able to be resilient during, they're able to be resilient during this time.
That's a wonderful skill to hone. Have you heard anything about how the schools will be operating in the fall?
No, we really don't know. We're getting word probably that it sounds like it's hybrid, which would be a good thing, because I think the kids really need that socialization. Certainly, we want to be cognizant of the virus and things, but socialization is really important. I have to tell you, for their summer plans, their camp was the sleepaway camp that they've been going to for years, canceled this summer. And it was really sad, because they really need that socialization. I think all kids do. So hopefully the schooling next year will be hybrid, but taking precautions as well.
No, obviously. But let me switch gears a bit and tell me a bit about your professional responsibilities. Do you typically work at home or at some off-site or another place? And is it harder working from home? How's that going?
So that has been going pretty well. I'm lucky because I have my own business, and so I'm flexible to be able to work in my home office or my physical space in my other office. And Aaron actually goes to the temple every day. We send him out to go and do his thing. So it's been, relatively quiet in our home.
Yeah.
And so I like to be home in terms of making sure that the kids, even though the kids are old enough, I think that it's always important to have a parent. So I've been there quite a bit. And so I haven't been able to get as much work done as I'd like. But I'm flexible, and my clients, I've gotten what they've needed. And so it's worked out. I think that
what I found is you can virtually connect to your clients, and I've been doing that for weeks now.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to virtually connect with somebody who you would like to become a client. That becomes, a much tougher slog, so to speak. But I mean, what's the biggest challenge of working at home? And I would have said having the other spouse working at home, because every now and then I'll be on a call, and my wife's the teacher and she's working from home, and she'll have a Zoom class and she'll be reading a story and the kids will giggle, and that's my background. So it becomes a challenge of how you address it. So Aaron's not really working directly in competition with you in a room next door or anything. So I think that's fine.
And that's a great point, because that's one of the reasons I say, Aaron, go to work, because we like to chat. But I will tell you that I've had to teach the kids. I'll be on a call and I'll say, don't interrupt me. And so they know that, because I agree, Richard, it's hard. We want to interact, but we have rules.
Essentially, let me switch to one other thing here is, and I'm having an interruption of our audio, but assuming that you're finished talking, I will say, have you had any good binges? Any good things you discovered a new program to binge watch or something?
I have to tell you, I'm not a big TV person. I really don't have those series that I have to see. But Aaron has convinced me, and I have to tell you, he said to me, Michelle, there's some great series that you should watch. And I said to him, please do not get me involved in these series because I don't have the time to sit and watch them. But he said, Michelle, I promise you'll love them. So, right? So I have to trust him. So, one of them was Orthodox, one of them was Dissel, and I just recently watched Becoming by Michelle Obama, and I have to tell you, he was spot on. So, I just loved him, and I'm one of those people that I can't just watch one. Okay, that's one next episode, and then I find that I'm up to 1 in the morning, and that's not me. So, but that's what I binge watch. What about you? Anything for you?
Well, the thing is, like you, I'm not a big TV person, but my daughter convinced me, and I watched a series called Alpha House from 6 or 7 years ago about 4 senators sharing a home on Capitol Hill, and I loved it. It was great. I watched it. I haven't picked up anything else, but that's been fun. But
nice.
There's something in common. Michelle and I both have the same birthday, April 29th. And what I learned celebrating my birthday under these circumstances is it's very difficult to blow out candles when you're wearing a mask. So how did your birthday go?
So I always have asked my family is to have a birthday card for me. So I'm not huge at birthdays, but we always go out for birthday dinners. So that didn't happen, but Aaron surprised me. And he asked the kids what they wanted because I really don't care what we have for dinner. And we had, I don't even remember what we had, but it was good. And we had a birthday dinner at home. And what about you, Richard? Because we do. We always talk about our birthday.
Yeah, Emily and her boyfriend came over, and Emily picked up a cake at Oakmont Bakery. It was wonderful. We enjoyed it, but she made a handmade card, almost kind of like a ransom note type of thing where she cut and pasted. And it was the most beautiful card I've ever received. It's a keeper. It was real sweet.
It's really the messages that they come up with. It is. It's a keeper. It's I think these cards are just, we don't really do a lot of writing or thank you cards or any of that. And so that's why we say it's most important to have a card. So that's how I did it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. Apparently, your age moves up a notch whether you celebrate it or not. That's what I understand.
I'm on the same page with you. That's right.
All right. I've got to be cognizant of our time, but I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy weekend day to speak with us. And hopefully the things that you're going through are common to all of our congregants, and they can feel some comfort in knowing they're not alone, because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Thank
This
you
was
very
so
much.
fun. I'm very fond of you. I'm so fun. And I just wanted to thank you for doing this. Sure. I'm very fond of you, and we're not alone. And I think it's really important that we share that message because it can be very lonely. I've called a number of congregants, during this time, and my heart breaks, and I wish there was more that I can do. But we're not alone, and please God, this too will pass, and we'll see where we go from there. But we're so blessed to be in such a wonderful community where people care about each other. And with that said, I hope that, we see each other again soon. So thank you so much for
a wise rabbi on Friday night told me we'll become stronger because of this challenge.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.